Hey everybody, don't go away because today I'm going to tell you the secret of rubber band balls and how it applies to dog behavior. Hey everybody, welcome to our weekly training show. I'm Denise Mazzola, this is Gio, and you are at Everything Dog. Be sure you hit subscribe, ring that bell because you don't want the FOMOs. We've got a lot of great content for you here. Today we're talking about the third M, mass, and how it relates to dog behavior. Previously, we've talked about management. Check out that video. Then we talked about motivation, how to motivate your dog. You can go back and check out that video. And now I'm going to just give you some quick down and dirty information on mass, because you need to understand what is happening. Your dog already understands this, so I just need to get you guys caught up to speed. Once you understand mass, it's going to be a lot easier for you to understand why I've said the things I've said in previous videos about not allowing practicing of naughty behaviors. We're not going to talk about how to start a good behavior, not right now. Today we're going to talk about why it's important to stop the naughty behavior. All right, so mass, I'm going to use as a demonstration a rubber band ball. So let's take Gio for example. I would say for the last year or so, I've been having him sit in chairs for YouTube videos, for my live webinars. He sits in a chair next to me. Sometimes we go out on the grass and we do a video and he sits in a chair next to me. How did I do that? I did that by putting a lot of mass on this behavior. So think of a rubber band ball. Every rubber band on this rubber band ball is a successful trial of chair sitting. Okay, so it's been a year or two, let's say 2 for talking purposes. He probably has a beach ball size, visually speaking, mass on chair sitting. How do I know that? Because he will sit in this chair for long periods of time without me reinforcing him, right? You haven't seen me reinforce him the whole time I've been talking. He will randomly come out now and start to sit in chairs. Like he's asking the question, does it work now? If I sit in the chair now, will you feed me? Of course it doesn't, but he still asks the question. So that's also how I know he has a lot of mass on it. Now, if I wanted to stop Gio from sitting in a chair, that's going to be hard because I've consciously put so much mass on it. I've put so many rubber bands on their rubber band ball for his behavior of sitting here, that in order to now get rid of it, I would have to turn over all my chairs so he never had the opportunity to sit. When I go and do my live webinars, I can't bring a second chair in for him. I would just have to sit alone. So I have to set up my environment management, right, so that he can no longer access a chair. So he cannot sit in a chair any longer. And I'd have to work on my own mental fortitude to absolutely ignore him every time he got in a chair. So all right, so you're sitting there saying, okay, Denise, that's great. So your dog has a lot of rubber bands on a rubber band ball of sitting in a chair. Because the science tells us is that the more mass you put on a behavior, the more resistant it is to extinction, meaning the harder it is to make it go away. Like to make Gio stop sitting in chairs is going to take an extraordinary amount of my time and mental energy. As I just said, I'd have to fix all the chairs out here on the deck so he has no access to them. I'd have to not bring in other chairs, not even probably let him in the room while I'm doing other things where he's used to sitting in chairs next to me, okay? Eventually it'll go away, but it's going to take some time to make it go away. All right, how does this apply to all of you? If you guys have a dog that's resource guarding, if you have a dog that's lunging, barking, jumping, acting like a jerk out on a walk to other dogs, maybe to people, maybe you've stopped having guests in because your dog is jumping, barking, lunging at them, whatever it is, I'm going to stick with those nasty, naughty behaviors, right? You've got to stop them from practicing the very behavior you're trying to get them to stop through management, go back a couple of videos, Because if you don't, they are putting more mass on those behaviors, because those behaviors work for them in some fashion, or they wouldn't keep doing them. So let's be specific. If you have a dog that's resource guarding, if it's resource guarding stolen items, you're going to have to tighten up your management so the dog no longer can steal items. Put the dog on a leash, put the dog in a crate, manage with an X pen, put baby gates up at your kids' doors or whatever so the dog just can't go in and steal things. If you have a dog that's resource guarding space, couches, your bed, off the couch, off the bed, pull up your couch cushions, barricade it, but they've got to stop the resource guarding, because every time you test them, hey doggy, can I take your bone away? Can I pet you while you're eating? Can I take you off the couch? And the dog growls and gets all snarly, and then you back away because you have to, and I want you to. The dog has practiced that, and another rubber band goes on that massive, oh, that works. Oh, that works. Every time you guys take your dogs out for a walk, and you know your dogs are reactive, you stress about it, you worry about it, you're embarrassed about it. People tell you, why can't you control your dog? Get control of your dog. Whatever it is, there's jerky people saying things to you all the time. You're stressing about it. Guess what? Your dog is practicing and putting mass on the very behavior that you're trying to get them to stop. So, not forever, but you need to stop walking your dog. You need to stop testing the resource guarding. Do you need to stop having friends over? I'd probably try to find a way to manage that dog. Put him in a back bedroom out in his fenced-in area. Give him a good old beefy marrow bone or something to occupy him so that he or she will be super happy doing that, and you can still have guests and friends over. But it applies to all behaviors: running away, jumping on people, barking out the window, whatever it is. Management is key so that you stop putting mass on behaviors. Okay? One more time. Gio has an extraordinary amount of mass on this sitting in the chair. And I got it by feeding him generously super valuable food. So his rubber band ball of sitting in the chair is huge. What that means is the more mass a behavior has, the harder it is to make it go away. So if I no longer wanted Gio to sit in a chair, boy, it would be challenging. I'd have to change a lot of my behaviors in order to get him to stop sitting in chairs. Just like you have to change your behavior to get your dogs to stop reacting, to get them to stop growling at you, to get them to stop whatever it is. All right, you guys. So the third M in our series is mass. Every rubber band on the rubber band ball is a successful trial at blank. Fill in your naughty behavior. The more they do that naughty behavior or the good behavior of sitting in the chair, the more mass, the bigger this gets, the harder it is for you to make it stop and go away. So your job is to stop it from happening in the first place. So in the comments below, I want to know, what behavior have you identified that you now recognize you've been allowing mass to go on it, and it's not a behavior that you want. If it's aggression, that's fine. If it's running away, if it's jumping, I don't care what it is. But most of your naughty behaviors would fall into this category, okay? All right, you guys, stay tuned for next week, because we're going to continue talking about how to stop naughty behavior and how to start good behavior. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, don't get the FOMOs. Gio and I will see you next week.